All right, so everyone's banging on about the paleo diet, which I totally get. It's become very popular. Lots of celebrities are using it or talking about it. And of course, the CrossFitters love talking about paleo eating as well. And for the most part, I kind of eat a little bit paleo-esque myself. I wouldn't say that I'm a die-hard paleo eater, because actually I don't think I've ever met anyone that strictly eats paleo, but it has got some pretty interesting principles, and some that I follow myself. You know, when you talk about cavemen eating, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure most cavemen survived, if they were lucky, 27, 28 maybe. And we kind of live a lot longer now, and that's because we've introduced other types of foods into our diets. But if you look at paleo and the kinds of food that they're eating, or the kinds of food that they're not eating, they avoid legumes, they avoid refined sugars, they avoid a lot of fruit, mostly just eating berries, and they avoid dairy, although there are some paleo eaters that do eat dairy. In fact, the interesting thing about paleo is that they've made fat their friend, which, you know, throughout the whole of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we were anti-fat. But then what crept into our diets was sugar and lots of carbohydrates. So when I think about the general public, most people are desk bound and consuming high density, low nutrition carbohydrates or processed foods. So skewing across to paleo, it's actually not a bad way to start looking at some of their guidelines to follow. For example, they eat kind of food that comes out of the ground or food that comes off a tree. That's exactly how I eat. They eat all types of meat, red and white. I don't particularly eat a lot of red meat, but I certainly eat a lot of chicken and a lot of fish. Great omega-3s and omega-6s in fish. As far as fruit is concerned, I personally do eat a lot of berries, which is very paleo, but I also eat an apple now and again, and a banana, and maybe even some mango when it's in season. When it comes to dairy, I don't eat a huge amount, but there are some parts of dairy that I keep in my diet. I have a little bit of cheese on my salads, or I have some cottage cheese on a cracker. I might even have a little bit of low-fat yogurt for breakfast on my fruit, on my berries. So I still have yogurt within my diet, and that does tend to be good for gut health. When you're talking about strict paleo, and that is completely reducing grains, for example, I would struggle to keep my energy levels up. I would struggle to be able to continue doing my training. So I still introduce some forms of grains, like some wholemeal or rye toast or whole grain toast in the morning every now and again with an egg on top. So that's kind of how I operate. It's paleo-esque, but it's not true paleo. The thing that I find interesting is that everybody's jumping on board. So there's all these cafes out now that are making paleo muffins, which I kind of question, because I think it's a way to push people into thinking, oh, it's healthy, it's paleo, not realizing that it's still high in calories, and if you're still eating all the other garbage and processed food along with it, it isn't going to magically melt any kind of weight off, if that's what you're looking for. This is an interesting little drill I did this morning. I went off to a cafe, local cafe, and in fact it's a organic cafe, and they had paleo muffins, or they were called paleo style. Straight away my alarm bells went off, because I think, what does style mean? Like, do you really, are they fashionable? Yes, they are fashionable, because everybody's talking paleo, right? So what I could see on top was like, possibly could be a strict paleo muffin inside, but then there's like a condiment or like a consomme of sauce, or like a rhubarb on top. And this one's even been sprinkled with extra coconut, which I don't know whether that's extra sweetened or there's anything in there that's not quite paleo. So I guess my point is, be conscious of the choices that you're making, even around paleo, particularly when they call it paleo style. And if you're still eating all the other garbage, along with trying to get some paleo stuff into your diet, then you may not be getting the real results that you're looking for. My tip to you would be, make sure that you're still pulling out all those processed sugars and processed foods in a box. Try to remove that. Remove the junk food, remove the fast food. remove your soft drink, and you'll be well on your way to being a lot healthier. Continue to get your fresh fruit and vegetables in. Continue to have some lean white and red meat, whole foods, and that really is going to keep you in a balanced and healthy diet and keep you feeling good. That's it. I think I might have one of these, even though I'm not quite sure they're truly paleo. Let's see. I'm sure they taste good. Oh, I'm always dropping food in this kitchen. Now, there is one person in my house that probably is closer to a caveman than me. That would be my dog, Paddy. Paddy, come and tell me if this is caveman food. Is that caveman food? See if it's a yes. Well, it looks like they really are truly paleo muffins. Thanks, Pad. Nice one. I'll have some more now. Come on, Paddy, I can always trust you. So if you like this conversation about paleo diets and you want to hear more about other diets or fads that are out there, please click the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tips and tricks.